Are you a home buyer or seller feeling the pressure to make a move? Buyers are waiting for better rates, but also trying to get ahead of the competition. Sellers are being bombarded with agents looking for listings, being told that inventory is low and prices are still increasing. While these are good points, it boils down to do what is best for you in your situation. Here are some stats for our March real estate market here in Nova Scotia, so they can help you make the right decision for you. Before we get into numbers, there was some real estate news worth mentioning this month. Notably, OFSEs, which is the Office of Superintendents for Financial Institutions, new regulation which caps the mortgage to income lending ratio at 4.5 times, aiming to ensure financial stability. However, it's crucial to understand that this ratio applies to lenders' overall mortgage portfolios, not individual borrowers, and its current impact is minimal due to high interest rates restraining borrowing capacity anyways. The federal government is implementing changes to its immigration policy in attempts to ease pressure on the housing supply. Now, they reduced the number of international student applicants down to 360,000, a reduction of 35% from 2023. They've also increased the application fees for permanent residency status. This will most likely have the most impact on the rental market, as new residents typically don't purchase a home until they've been in Canada about 4 to 5 years. So from the peak of immigration back in 2021, expect an increase of first-time homebuyers / new residents around 2025-2026. Echoing the promises of the Home Buyers Bill of Rights, the proposed Renters Bill of Rights seeks to introduce measures such as a national lease framework and disclosures of previous rental prices. However, the feasibility and effectiveness of these measures are debatable, and especially since the provinces are the ones that have the responsibility over housing. Now let's talk a bit about the Bank of Canada's recent report on Canada's productivity. And boy, does the truth hurt. We are now the least productive of all G7 countries, but yet we are the most educated and work the most hours. The Bank of Canada cites labor skills mismatch, lack of competition, and lack of investment in tools. The report analyzes how efficiently each country uses their workforce. The Bank of Canada warns that we are in a case of emergency break glass situation. The solution that the Bank of Canada has in mind have much to do with encouraging private enterprise as well as government reducing red tape, encouraging competition and matching skills to jobs, especially for new Canadians, and providing the right tools for our workforce to attain peak productivity. Now, before we get into March numbers, please do me a solid by hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell and smashing that like button so YouTube knows that you like me. You really, really like me. So let's talk about March's numbers. Let's dive into what's been happening in Nova Scotia's real estate world for the past month. Overall, it looks like a standard start to the spring market with a gentle uptick in a number of areas. As much as we want to shock the market back to life with hold on to your hat headlines, the real estate data shows it's not falling for that and it's going the slow and steady route. Days on market, or how long a property's been listed before it gets an offer, is getting faster. Or it's taking less days to get an offer compared to February, but taking twice as long to sell compared to last year. Homes are selling for 98.1% of the original list price for Nova Scotia as a whole, while Halifax-Dartmouth is back up to 100%. The rest of the regions range from 93.8% to 96%, with the unusual exception of Cape Breton, which came in at 101.3% for March. Looking at the months of supply, which is the scenario that if no listings came to market, how long would it take to sell all the homes? Again, we are inching our way up to a balanced market. While the remote regions of Nova Scotia are in a buyer's market, with the Highland area having the most with 8.6 months of inventory, currently there are 2,386 homes for sale in Nova Scotia. This is up 96 from last month and up 24.5% from last year. Halifax-Dartmouth only has 14 more listings than they did last month, sitting at 778. Annapolis Valley was up the most, in at 40 from last month, but up 46.2% from last year, sitting at 481. There are 334 for sale on the South Shore, 359 for sale in the Northern region. The Highland region has 250, Cape Breton is at 109, and Yarmouth is at 99. The number of new listings is up all across the province, with Nova Scotia sitting with 167, which is approximately 305 more than the number of offers it got accepted. So this is causing the month of inventory to increase. Year over year, the number of new listings were down across the province, except for the Annapolis Valley and the South Shore. Annapolis Valley again has the largest amount of increase at 18.5 year over year. 2003 overall sales were down approximately 30% from 2022, but that was the tail end of the COVID buying frenzy. Nova Scotia had 761 sales, which as a whole is up 5% from March numbers last year and up 140 from February. From home sale prices, I'll start with Yarmouth area down towards the southernmost point of Nova Scotia. The median home sale price here was $225,000 from March. That's up 45 from last month, but down 6.3 from this time last year. And if you look at the total number of residential listings in this area, 71 of the 99 were sold under the median wholesale price. For Cape Breton, homes were selling for $210,000 this past month, which is down from last month. The Highland region had homes selling for $256,950, which is down $65,000 and down 7.4 from last year. The northern region around Truro, close to the New Brunswick border, the home sold for $285,000, which is up from last month and up 16.4% from last year. So the South Shore homes sold for $365,000, which is down from last month, but up 21.7% from March of last year. The Annapolis Valley home prices came in at $345,000, which is up $45,000 from last month and up 16.2% from March of last year. Halifax Dartmouth came in $20,000 less than February's prices, sitting at $530,000. But this is actually up from $509,000 from this time last year. Now for Nova Scotia as a whole, the home prices were selling at $425,000. Now this is up from February, which is great, but it's up 9.3 from this time last year. And as a side note, this is up $87,000 from 2021. So basically, the market is returning to the pre-COVID flow. Not pre-COVID home prices, but the stabilization of supply and demand. Sellers are adding to the supply with gradually getting their homes listed. And some homes that have been overpriced are sitting and adding to the supply. Now, buyers are sitting and waiting for home prices to come down, which they probably won't. Or they're waiting for interest rates to come down, which they probably will, but slowly. Both sides are feeling the pressure of the slow local and global economies, whether it's job insecurity or the cost of living. Folks are pushing back at this fear of missing out and weighing and waiting on their options to move. Now, I'm including a handy-dandy Nova Scotia price map. So, and if you are looking anywhere in Canada for a home to buy or sell, let me know and I'll hook you up with a wonderful realtor from my network that I've grown over the past 20 years in real estate. This has been The Real Deal with Dawn.